Hey, what's up, everybody? Just want to do another video on all the current updates and news on RGBA Riverside here, starting with Mikey Garcia, 39-0, 30 knockouts, has a fight lined up in 5 days against Errol the True Spence Jr. from DeSoto, Texas, the Dallas area. Mikey just wrapped up his sparring uh, last week. He had partners like welterweight Alexis Rocha from Santa Ana, California. He had Brazilian silver medalist Ischia Falcao, who fights at 160. He had for speed, he had Alfredo Arscarciga, 140 pounder from Arizona. And then he had, at the very end, we had an addition of Carlos Adames, who is promoted by Top Rank, who competes at 154. So thank you to Crown Boxing for the flyer, and I posted it here. Abner Martinez suffered a detached retina in his last week going into sparring, so 2 weeks before the fight, and had to pull out of the fight versus Gervonta Tank Davis. His record is 31-3-1, and he was doing commentary for PBC on Fox over the weekend. So no update on next fight for him. Josecito Lopez, we have no update on Josecito, but Robert's dad, Eduardo Garcia, known as the Big G, wanted nothing but big fights for Josecito from now on. It seems he's at the end of his career, but he's got a couple good fights left in there. He competed with Keith One Time Thurman in January at the Barclays and had a very successful seventh round. 1 or 2 shots away from putting him down. He was also seen over the weekend at a fundraiser for stablemate Izaac Colunga, who suffered a gunshot wound to the neck, and the family's putting together some fundraisers to get him transported over to UCLA. And then I will put a link in the description box for his GoFundMe account. And this photo credit it's from Instagram, from Josecito's webpage at Jose Lopez. Jose Carlos Ramirez, 24-0, promoted by Top Rank, 16 knockouts, managed by and promoted by Rick Merizian. His Instagram is promoter559. They had a very successful fight in February, 14,000 fans on a Sunday at the Save Mart in Fresno. Save Mart Arena. We'll see what's next for him. Brandon Bam Bam Rios has not officially retired, but Robert Garcia shared with ES News that was his last fight there in Tijuana versus La Sofrita Soto. It definitely looked like his last fight, not based on his performance, but based on how Robert was guiding him in the corner and saying, "Hey, this is the last time we're going to do this," and a lot of the pumping up in the corner was definitely made it feel like it could potentially be Brandon Bam Bam Rios' last fight. Ischia Falcao, 22-0, 15 knockouts. He is scheduled for a championship fight on the 31st of March in Brazil versus an Argentinian, Jorge Daniel Miranda. You can follow this photos from his Instagram at Ischia Falcao on Instagram. He is promoted by Top Rank, and he was brought in to do sparring to prepare Mikey Garcia for Errol Spence. Eric De Leon, 18-0 with 1 draw. That 1 draw comes against Andy Vences in March of last year. 10 knockouts. He announced his fight via ES News for March 23rd in LA versus Maxim Mad Max Dadashev. 12-0 with 10 knockouts. Mad Max originally was trained by Robert Garcia in collaboration with Marcos Contreras, but it sounds like now Maxim is being trained by Buddy McGirt. So Eric De Leon has been seen at the Camp House in Riverside. He's also been seen training with Nate Areola in the Riverside area near Rubidoux Mountain. If you want to follow him, this is off his Instagram as well, at Team De Leon 1. Eric De Leon. Joshua Franco, 14-1-1. We have no update on him. He had to pull out of a fight in January because of a sickness. And you can follow him on Instagram at one Professor Franco. He is managed by Golden Boy, and he is from the San Antonio area, RGBA fighter. Hector Tanahara improves to 17-0 with 5 knockouts. He is a lightweight. He suffered a headbutt gash over his right eye, and so he won a 4-round decision over Ivan Strecker Delgado in Tijuana a couple weeks ago. So he has the WBC youth title. He also fights out of San Antonio, just like Joshua Franco out of RGBA San Antonio. If you this photo credit goes to his trainer right there in the middle. That's Chepe Contreras. So if you want to follow Chepe, JA_Contreras 95. And then to the far right, stablemate Alexis El Macizo Espino. Jonathan Thunder Navarro, 16-0, 8 knockouts. No updates on him. If you want to follow him, he's Jonathan Navarro _16. Carlos Licona lost his title against in the 12th round. I think he got knocked down 3 times, and that might have been one of the rules in California, at least for that bout. So he lost his title to DJ Creel, who at the time was 14-1-1. So it sounds like he's traveling on his I follow him on Instagram, and it sounds like he's spending a little bit of time in Mexico, in El DF, where he's from. But he also resides in Westminster here in Orange County in California. So if you want to follow him, you can find him at Mexicanito12. That's where I got this photo from. Josue the Prodigy Vargas, 14-1-0, used to be a TMT fighter, Mayweather Promotions. He is now promoted by Top Rank. He's had a few camps with RGBA, but he also trains out of New York. So he sparred a little bit with Mikey before the heavier guys came in, but I don't know. It's an interesting relationship with him because I don't think technically he's a RGBA fighter. Well, we'll find out, because there's two fighters from RGBA that will be fighting on the same date there in New York, which is not Virgil Ortiz, but here Joseph Adorno, 11-0 with 10 knockouts, and then also John Bauza. So we'll find out if Robert's in their corner, because he definitely will be in the corner for Joseph Adorno, 11-0, 10 knockouts, March 17, 2019, versus Victor Rosas in a 6-round fight. If you want to follow him, he's at Real Joseph Adorno. And then I did skip the screen before, which is Virgil Ortiz, 12-0 with 12 knockouts, fights out of Dallas, out of Grand Prairie, Texas, and he is promoted by Golden Boy Promotions, and he should be fighting on the Cinco de Mayo Canelo versus Daniel Jacobs card. It's not official, but most likely he will be on that card. And then here's the other stablemate that is fighting on that March 17 fight. He's probably the newest addition to RGBA, El Terrible, John Bauza. And he will be in a 6-rounder fight against Angel Sarinana. 10-7-2 is his opponent's record. If you want to follow him, that's where I got this image from, at Real John Bauza. Alejandro Porchop Guerrero, 9-0, 7 knockouts. He will be headlining the Garcia Promotions card the night before Mikey fights Errol Spence in Southern Junction nightclub in Irving, Texas. So there's some other fighters that have affiliations with RGBA, but Alejandro Porchop Guerrero will be the headliner for that event. If you want to follow him, he is at porkchop_214. At porkchop_214. His nickname is Porkchop because I believe he was a little bit husky when he was younger. Louis Coria will be on the Garcia Spence pay-per-view event. His opponent is Omar Garcia, 6-7-0. And then Louis Coria, hopefully he gets that rematch with Thomas Valdez from that Tucson fight at the end of last year. Hopefully we can get that. If this fight goes well, maybe he could potentially fight in April on the Prospects Collide 2.0 here in San Bernardino. That'll be a good opportunity for him. It sounded like this might be a 6-rounder. He was definitely more excited about fighting 8 or 10, is what it seemed like on ES News with his interview with Eli Setback. So the photo credit goes to his Instagram page at KingLouis416. Genaro El Conde Gamez, 8-0, 5 knockouts. He had to cancel his fight scheduled against Ivan Stryker on February 9th, but it sounds like the move to 140 for him is inevitable and will be coming soon. From San Diego, 8-0, 5 knockouts, promoted by Golden Boy Promotions, Genaro El Conde Gamez. Misael El Chino Rodriguez, 9-0, 4 knockouts. No update on him, but if you want to follow him, he is at MISAELOTEE at Misael Lote. A fighter promoted by Ringstar Sports, Richard Schaefer's Ringstar Sports. Also on the card with Mikey Garcia on Saturday is Jesse Bam Rodriguez, a southpaw. This is the little brother to Joshua Franco. He's promoted by Mr. Honda with Tekken Promotions, and his opponent is 26-6, Rauf Agayev. And I don't think that's officially approved. I think it's still on the pending on BoxRank. So I'll keep an eye on that, and we'll see when that becomes official. Jesse Bam Rodriguez, he fights at 108, if I'm not mistaken, but his guys as high as featherweight, as we learned through Robert Garcia in his fight in December 1st. So definitely very talented, Jesse Bam Rodriguez. 8-0, 4 knockouts from RGBA San Antonio. If you want to follow him, he is at 210 BAM. And I got this picture from, this looks like him. This is his fight in September 30th at the Ontario Citizens Bank Arena. So that's where I downloaded that picture from. If you want to follow him, he's at 210 BAM. Lindolfo Delgado, the second fighter from RGBA that is promoted by Ringstar Sports, Richard Schaefer's Ringstar Sports, 8-0, 8 knockouts. His opponent is 5-1-0, James Rocha. He is on the Spence Garcia undercard as well. So this might be his second 8-rounder. He's being moved very, very fast. And if you want to follow him, he's at Lindolfo Delgado. That's where I got this picture from, at Lindolfo Delgado. Brandon Bulletproof Glanton from Atlanta. We have not heard from him recently, but he did fight in January on Josecito's undercard. 8-0, 7 knockouts. I believe he's campaigning at 175. We'll see. I believe he's a cruiserweight. We'll see how much weight he's lost. He has been easily over 200 pounds in the past, but he has fought at cruiserweight as well. And if you want to follow him, he's at Team Bulletproof. Manuel Flores, 7-0, 5 knockouts. Here you see him giving sparring to Abner Martinez in preparation for a fight that got canceled versus Tank. I don't think Manuel Flores is officially an RGBA fighter, but he is managed by Robert's longtime friend Cameron Duncan. So he's a southpaw from the Coachella Valley. If you want to follow him, you can follow him at Gucci Manny, at GucciManny, at Gucci Manny from Coachella Valley, 7-0, 5 knockouts. Fights at 118, if I'm not mistaken. Super bantam or bantamweight. Isidro Ochoa, 7-0, 3 knockouts. He had a win he was on the undercard of Jose Ramirez versus Chon Cepeda. And he is promoted by Top Rank. If you want to follow him, he's at IGO_Ochoa. IGO_Ochoa. Another fighter from the Central Valley, Brian Lua, 5-0, 2 knockouts. Also promoted by Top Rank. We don't have any updates on him, but if you want to follow him, he's at Brian Lua, at BRYAN_LUA, Brian Lua. Aaron Morales, he will be fighting on the March 16th Fox pay-per-view, Spence versus Mikey Garcia. He's 5-0, 3 knockouts. He's from Oklahoma, and his opponent is 2-0, Fernando Robles. He fights at, I believe Aaron Morales fights at 122. And if you want to follow him on Instagram, he is at AARON_Morales, MORALESSSS, Aaron Morales, Aaron_Morales. Ray Danger Murataya from Fontana, California, 6-0, 3 knockouts. He is scheduled to fight on Prospects Collide 2.0. He got a knockout of the night on Prospects Collide 1.0. He had a devastating knockout of his opponent, so he had tons of fans there at the events center in San Bernardino. If you want to follow him on Instagram, and that's where I got this picture from, at Ray_Muratalla1, at RAY_MURATALLA, the number 1, 6-0, 3 knockouts. He does not have a promoter. Ruben Rodriguez improves to 5-0, 2 knockouts. He just got a win on the Sean Porter versus Ugas card at the Dignity Health Park in Carson, California. So he improves to 5-0. I believe he does not have a promoter as well, but he is moving with the help of Robert and Mikey on the PBC cards. So TGB is the official promoter for those events. So if you want to follow him, he is at RubenNR_. He is from Coachella Valley. At RubenNR_. Brandon Beefly Macias, 3-0 with 1 draw. He suffered his draw January 18th on Prospects Collide 1.0 versus Giovanni Noriega. It sounds like he's going to get that rematch on April 26th. They're going to move it from 4 rounds to 6 rounds. He is from Arizona. And if you want to follow him, he's at Bfly301, at B_FLY301. Brandon Beefly Macias. I believe he fights at Pita says he can get down as low as 112, but his fights might officially be at 115 right now. So if you want to follow him, he's at B_FLY301, Beefly Macias. Robert Briggy Rodriguez has been, I think he suffered an injury, so he has not been seen in a while, but he is also scheduled to be on the Spence versus Mikey Garcia card. He's 2-0 with 0 knockouts. He is from the San Antonio area as well. Here you see him next to Bam, and I believe he campaigns at 112 along with Bfly. So we'll see. If you want to follow him, he's at Biggie JR_, at Biggie Jr. _ on Instagram. Izaac Colunga. Izaac Colunga suffered a injury from a gunshot wound from a drive-by in Riverside. I believe it was on a Sunday. So he was scheduled to fight on some of these cards, but unfortunately he, at the moment, is paralyzed. So he has a bullet lodged in his neck from the drive-by shooting. So they're raising money to try to move him from the hospital that he's at in Riverside to UCLA so that he can get better care and better doctors. There was a fundraiser last Sunday, a car wash there in the, I believe it was the Colton area. And then you can also find his GoFundMe page. You can just Google GoFundMe, and his page is Team Izaac Colunga. I was on there yesterday. Team Izaac Colunga. You spell Isaac AZAAC, Colunga COLUNGA. So very tragic story. ES News has been covering it, and Josecito Lopez was seen at the fundraiser, and Robert Garcia and Team RGBA said that they would be putting an event together after Mikey's fight. So stay tuned for more news on Izaac Colunga. May God bless him. Manny Rodriguez, he is little brother to Ruben Rodriguez. I believe he spars the fighters there at RGBA Riverside, but I think he is an amateur. I don't think he has a pro debut. So a photo credit to his Instagram, at MannyTRE, MANNYTRE. Alexis El Macizo Espino, now 1-0 with 1 knockout. He took care of business in Tijuana in his pro debut. He is promoted by Matchroom. So he fights on the DAZN platform. And he is scheduled to fight again April 26th, where the main event is El Gallo Estrada versus Rungvisai. And it sounds like Jesse Vargas is on that card as well. So Alexis El Macizo Espino already scheduled to fight another fight. If you want to follow him, here you see him sparring David Benavides there in Riverside. So photo credit goes to his Instagram page, at _Alexis Espino 1. I believe he's from Las Vegas. Evan Sanchez, 3-0, 2 knockouts. He's a welterweight. he and his family, along with in association with Al Perez, will be running the Central Valley RGBA. So Evan Sanchez, 3-0, 2 knockouts, fights at welterweight. If you want to follow him, he is at Evan Sanchez _98. Jeremy Magic Hands Adorno, his pro debut was postponed. I think he had a surgery on his hand. So he has a new fight announcement of March 30th. I believe he'll be fighting in Philadelphia. If you want to follow him, he's at Magic Hands, _Jeremy. At Magic Hands _Jeremy. Anthony, the Real Too Pretty Chavez, 7-0, 2 knockouts. He's from San Bernardino. I believe he is trained by Henry Ramirez. And he is scheduled to fight again April 26th on the Prospects Collide 2.0. If you want to follow him on Instagram, he's at the Real Too Pretty. That's where I got this this image from, at the Real Too Pretty. So at THEREAL, the number 2 PRETTY, the Real Too Pretty. Wesley Diana, not officially part of RGBA, neither is the Real Too Pretty, but these are fighters that I thought are important in association with RGBA, so I'm including them. He is trained by middleweight champion Fernando El Ferros Vargas. So Wesley Diana, 7-0, 6 knockouts from Las Vegas. If you want to follow him, he's at Wesley _Diana. Jose Chema Delgado improves to 2-0 with 3 draws. He fought February 22nd in Culiacan, Sinaloa, and it sounds like he is going to fight again very soon in Culiacan, Sinaloa again. So here he is, Chema Delgado. He no longer trains at RGBA, but he's a very good friend of RGBA Riverside. So the record for January was 8-1-1, and then in February, let me see, with wins by Jose Ramirez and Isidro Ochoa and a loss with Lincona, the new record for 2019 is 10-2-1. And then after the Tijuana card, they improved to 12-3-1. And then now with Ruben Rodriguez winning this weekend, they're 13-3-1. That's the new record for RGBA Riverside. And then they also had some amateur fights in Pomona, where I believe they went 2-0 as well. There's another fighter out of the Coria family, and I didn't get the other amateur fighter's name, but it sounds like he won as well. So RGBA Riverside, 13-3-1 going into this weekend. I believe they got Alejandro Guerrero, and then on Friday, plus Mikey Garcia, plus 5 other fights. So they got 7 fights this weekend. So the photo credit goes to all their Instagram pages of the fighters, trainers, and managers. Photo credit to the RGBA photographer Cumbia. Also a photo credit to Crown Boxing for the Mikey versus Spence Jr. flyer. I'm Sonteo Media. You can find me on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. On Twitter, I'm at Sonteo_media, and then on Instagram, I'm Sonteo_media. I hope you enjoyed the video, and more videos coming soon. Thanks.